Hello everyone, I'm Mithra. Welcome back. It is the settlement phase for Lantern Year 15. We've got big plans. We've got the Gorm. We know exactly what we're doing. We got the Gorm brain. Big plans for this settlement. So for last, I just want to talk quickly about when I mentioned only going to Lantern Year 20. Real quick, there was a comment on it. So with Lantern Year 20, that's where, if we make it there, right? So assuming we get all the way to the end, then Kenna will defeat a Watcher, right? That's her personal goal. That's the Twilight Knight training. That's the goal. Her training's complete. It's the end of her story arc, kind of. It's the end of the story arc where I can go with it for now. I would need the Butcher vignette to continue it. That's what I would need to continue it, or perhaps print out some stuff from CCG to continue her story. But as far as it goes for her, Lantern Year 20 is where it ends for her story. She would defeat the Watcher if we get there. She needs to survive a Slenderman and she needs to survive a Butcher. But if she can, and then we defeat the Watcher, assuming we also defeat it, she would leave the settlement, right? Her training would be complete. Her story arc would reach a climax. So as far as Season 2 could go. So then, the reason why I said I would stop was because I would want to return to Season 2 after some future releases came out, right? So I could continue Kenna's story. That would mean ending Season 2 and starting a Season 4, because Season 3 is already titled. That is what I do on Tabletop Simulator. So Season 4 would then open the door for me to do a new thing, which would be what likely is what I assumed most people... I didn't really, talk about it yet because we're not quite there, but we're getting there. So that's what I assumed. Season 4 would start. Maybe I would do a Sunstalker campaign, People of the Sun, People of the Stars. Maybe I do a test of 1.6 with removing the antelope completely, removing the lion completely, do a Gorm Spidiculus, or Spidiculus. Spidiculus, Spidiculus, whatever he wants to call it, and maybe replace Phoenix too in a completely new Season 4, like that. Start People of Lantern, completely new, Gorm, Spidiculus, leave Phoenix in. I don't think there's a direct replacement for Phoenix yet, because I think Dung Beetle Knight is not. I think it's like a 2.5. It might be a Node 3. Maybe it does replace Phoenix. I'd have to look. But that's what I would think, right? And then do maybe Manhunter. Replace Butcher with Manhunter. I know you don't technically replace Butcher with Manhunter. I just don't like Special Showdown. I don't like having to fight multiple things in one year. But either way, so we could play Manhunter the way it's intended to. We can add that into the campaign. But anyway... So that was the idea, right? A Season 4 would be something new, and it would start after Kenna defeats the Watcher. The other option is, if this settlement... There's things we could do. There's a story to continue, for sure. I've thought about it, what I would do if Season 2 did continue by itself, and then the episodes would just be an epilogue episode with Kenna after the new content comes out. It would just be a Season 2 epilogue episodes. If this season did continue, I could have a natural story progress, perhaps, maybe. We'll have to see what happens, right? I don't know what's going to happen in this settlement event, but there is room for Season 2 to continue shifting focus onto another survivor. After Kenna's gone, someone else would have to step up, right? And there is room for that, depending on how this settlement phase goes, where you could have Yisa do it, because she's a sword master. She could be inspired by Kenna and her wielding of a sword, but she could never get a Twilight sword, but she could have another sword that's ridiculously powerful, just like Kenna's is. And she could be the master. So that it could continue with her being the focus for the rest of the campaign. I would stick with the rules variant, and I would just slightly change it from being from Kenna to Yisa. And then Yisa would depart all the time, and then she could never... she would basically just be like a first hero wielding the black sword, assuming we get the black sword. Uh, so that would be the other. That could be the other way of taking season 2, if that is what someone would be interested in. Again, that would be very heavy variable because Kenna would leave, and I would shift the variant to be Yisa, and then I would shift it to not being a Twilight Sword. It would be first hero with a black sword, but that would be it. So let's find out what happens. It's not likely, but it could happen. We could be on the brink of getting a black sword. So let's see what happens in the settlement phase. So basically, this year's not very eventful. It's just going to be settlement event, then Bone Witch, and we just did Bone Witch. So I'm not really going to go over it that much. We're just going to quickly do it. It always targets the most insane returning survivor, so that's pretty much always going to be Kenna. Let's see how far down we draw for the settlement event here. Second card we draw. So second card. Stranger in the Dark. I think we just had this, so we're just going to roll here. There's a whole bunch of stuff here on Stranger in the Dark. Another 2. Let me see what Stranger in the Dark 2 is. Stranger speaks, calling himself the Horizon Man. He claims to have touched the water in the sky. In a blink of an eye, the man is gone, leaving his lantern in a pile of bones. Add 1 skull, 1 bone, and 1 broken lantern. Okay. I'll get those out. 1 skull, 1 bone, broken lantern. So I think we gained an insanity. So, alright, let me now do Bone Witch. So, like I was just saying, it's going to always target the most insane returning survivor. All returning survivors gain 3 insanity. It's going to target Kenna because she's always the most insane. She's always a returning survivor. We just did this. I don't want to... We just basically need to roll a 5 or higher. An 8. So that's good enough. Let me just read what happens. The Bone Witch whispers of the horrors and wonders she has seen. Arming you with valuable wisdom. Gain 2 insanity, 1 understanding, and the Bone Whisperer secret fighting art. Okay, so we'll gain the Bone Whisperer secret fighting art. Again, I'll resolve all this after, and I'll get this after. We're here for one thing. Most important part. Season 2 culminates right now. Here we go. We're going to try to do this. This is the thing we've been waiting for, and then I'll do all this bookkeeping. So I got to do a lot of card draws. Got to get a secret fighting art. I don't have them out. So I'm just going to skip all that for now. Let's do what I did have out. Oh, so we have a resource here. Kenna is going to have to, take that because she's a hoarder. So she can't gain any more courage for doing it, but there she takes that. So we're going to innovate. Special innovate with Gormchemist here. So special innovating with Gormchemist. It is gain the next Gormery innovation. So that's what we want to do. So we're spending the 1 right here and gaining this right here. This is the last one. This is the 4th one. Rubido is the very last one. So we add that, get it out of the draw before we innovate. That's most important. Didn't want to innovate before we drew that out of there. So we've now removed it from the deck, so when we do innovate, that won't be in there, which is great. So that costs us a Gorm Brain and a strange resource. Any strange resource, and a Acanthus is a strange resource. So now we're going to roll, spending, what is it? We're going to transmute. Spend 2 organs. So I had them right here. Yep, 2 organs. Right here. That thyroid in the hand. Add 1d10 for each Gormchemy innovation in your settlement. So we now have 4. So we're spending 2 organs to roll 1. And then we're adding 4 to it. So we're going to roll 5d10 here. Add the results of your roll and gain the corresponding gear or resource. You can archive 1 potion to reroll a die result. So, we're going for Gormite. So we just need 37. Which is... So, 6... What do we get here? 9, 3... So that's 10, 19, 26, 32, so that's not 37. Could re-roll the 6 or the 3 here. I guess, yeah, we'll spend infinite lives. Spending infinite lives to re-roll this 1 die, and then maybe we might have to spend... So here we go, spending infinite lives on Lee. So here we go. 7. So what is that now? 7 is 14, it's 21, 30, 36. Come on. Oh, come on. We could spend a wisdom potion to re-roll. Man. That's rough. 36. Do I want to spend someone's re-roll? Do I want to spend someone's re-roll to get this? Or do I want to just spend a wisdom potion? I could just spend a wisdom potion, but it's pretty hard to get a wisdom potion again now. Because we'd have to roll a 13 through 18. That's very unlikely to happen because we're rolling 5 dice. What could I do? Well, I guess... Man, I really don't want to have to spend another reroll to do this. But I mean, it is worth it. Let me see here. So we do have rerolls. I could spend Wolf's reroll because he's just a new survivor and he wasn't born here, so he's basically just reroll. So I could spend Wolf's reroll. I guess that's what I'll do and try to reroll this 6 here. So here we go. That's it. Got it. So a 9. Yeah, that's it. Got it. That's amazing. That's perfect. That's pretty much the best thing. We needed the 9. We got it. I don't even know what it was. 7, 21. 9 is 30. So we got a 39. That's perfect. So we had to spend Wolf's reroll. So let me do Wolf's reroll is used. Okay. And like I said, he wasn't born here anyway, so he's got like no stats to him. But now he's used his reroll, which is fine. That was well worth it to get the Gormite. So we've got Gormite here. So strange resource, strange resource into Gorm Brains. How we did the innovation. Now we go get Gormite on a 37 plus. So let's get that now. Let me get all this other stuff because I should have gotten Secret Fighting Arts out, but I didn't. What was the other thing I have to do? So add a skull, bone, and broken lantern to settlement storage. So that's fine. So just add a skull, bone. Okay, so 1 skull. We have 2 in storage now. Just a regular monster bone. Or, yeah, 1 regular monster bone. Okay. And broken lantern to settlement storage. Okay. So that's it for Stranger in the Dark, the Horizon Man. Now I need to go get, or let me finish up with Kenna here. Sorry, this is why I just skipped over all this bookkeeping. I knew it was going to take a second. So now everybody's going to gain 3 survival, or 3 insanity. So Eric goes up to 5 insanity. Jill goes up to 6 insanity. Lee goes to 18 insanity. Lightning, or Kenna, is going up to, she's gaining 5, so she goes up to 25 insanity, and 1 understanding, so she's gaining an understanding, and the Bone Whisperer Secret Fighting Art. Okay, so I need to get Bone Whisperer Secret Fighting Art, so then we're spending the Gormite right away, so I'm just going to go and get this as well. So, spending Gormite and the Handed Skull to get the Black Sword. So I'm going to spend the Handed Skull here also to get the Black Sword. So with that, this is also spent. This and this are spent because kind of had to take 1 because she's whatchamacallit. These 2 organs are spent. Spent and spent. What else do we have? We did that. Okay, let me go get Black Sword and the Secret Fighting Art. Back, here we are, the Bone Whisperer. So we've gotten Bone Whisperer before. As you can see, when another survivor dies on the showdown board, place a token where they died. If you pass over it, move the token, eat their skull, heal your survivor, and roll 1d10 plus your hunt experience, and then a whole bunch of stuff happens. So, so she's got Bone Whisperer now, just replacing Megalophobia. Actually, it's replacing Hoarder. Or no, wait, no, those are disorders. My bad. It's replacing Monster Style. So yeah, it's replacing Monster Claw Style. So, Bone Whisperer. Okay, perfect. We're done with Bone Witch. Don't need to add Bone Witch to the timeline anymore. We've got Bone Whisperer for her. So now, what was the other thing? Oh, Black Sword. I got it right here. So, Black Sword is pretty amazing. It's 3 speed, 5+, 10 strength, and then the ability on a perfect hit gain 1 survival. If you are a sword master, you understand this weapon's potential. It gains plus 20 strength. So basically, this is Yisa's just sword now. She's quite crazy with it. So that should be fun. It's going to be crazy to hit with that. Now, here's the other thing. Well, we have the Vagabond armor, right? Now, with the Vagabond armor, as you can see here, it says, while wearing this, you have the benefits of sword mastery and sword specialization. The settlement does not gain the innovation. Other survivors do not gain sword specialization. So, what this means is she just gains the benefits of it, right? Now, it doesn't say she becomes a sword master. She just gains the benefits of that while using the Vagabond armor. So, I don't think, after reading it now, the way that Black Sword's worded and the way that Vagabond armor is worded, you don't become a sword master. So so wearing Vagabond armor doesn't give you plus 20 strength. The way it's worded, I wouldn't think so. So, I had always heard that people saying you just put the Vagabond armor and the Black Sword together and it works. Doesn't seem to me like it would work that way. It doesn't say you become a master. Now that it's an important distinction because if you were to become a master, right, then you'd gain the innovations and everything. But this does clearly say the settlement does not gain the innovation, meaning that you don't become a master itself. So, the Vagabond armor alone, I mean, it doesn't need to say all survivors do not gain the sword specialization. I don't even know why that's on the card. Because just from the fact that it says the settlement does not gain the innovation, that means that because you're not gaining the innovation, the other survivors do not gain sword specialization. Masters don't grant swords. So the way masters work anyway, it's so weird, right? I really don't think Vagabond armor would make the Black Sword have 20. But either way, even without the 20 strength, Black Sword's still really good. So, we're just going to go with that. So, regardless, either way, we have the thing necessary, right? We have everything we need to make Vagabond armor. White mask, that's not needed. Steel shield, but either way, we have everything we need. So, now that we have Black Sword, I don't know what else really to make here. The other thing is we're just going to spend one of these things to endeavor at drums right now to get Lee back her reroll via infinite lives. So there she goes. She gets her reroll back. Now we're going to spend one here, innovation time. So we're spending a skull, a hide, and a rib to innovate. So let's go ahead and innovate. This is now actually in our innovations. So I'll put that in the innovations. So we're going to draw 4 here and see which ones we get. I don't really know what we're looking for. A Clan of Death, I guess, kind of would be good enough, I guess. I don't really know. So, 1, Scarification. 2, Forbidden Dance. 3, whatever that was. 4, Sculpture. Sculpture's also good. Probably going with Sculpture. Saga is also good. I think we're going with Sculpture. I don't really think there's any reason to not go with Sculpture. Forbidden Dance is really good, but Sculpture is really, really good. So Sculpture. What does it say here for Sculpture? You can create an inspirational statue. Skip the next hunt and lose a fighting art. Record this fighting art on the settlement record sheet. A settlement can only have 1 inspirational statue. So then you study the inspirational statue, gain 1d10, or roll 1d10, and on a 6+ you record the fighting art. So we're going to take Sculpture, and we're going to likely, very, very, very likely, add Sculpture consequences. Is not what we're doing. That's going to happen regardless. But very likely going to put infinite lives on this, and give that to Kenna so she can save herself again, if worse comes to worse. So Sculpture consequences. This is not it. Well, this is, so we have this and this now. Where is the deck? Oh, I actually don't have the deck set aside. Sorry, yeah, I had to clean up everything. So I cleaned up the, I had to clean up the table for something. But what that means is I'll have to get the Sculpture consequences and add them to the deck. So with that, we still have 2 things left. Do I want to have Lee skip the next hunt? I don't know, because I think I still want to try to get shield mastery with her. So if she goes on the next hunt, she could get 1 more shield thing. She fought the Butcher, she could get another one. Then, yeah, she could get it right at the Kingsman if she went out and fought every single time. Right before the Kingsman, she would get it. So I think we're going to take her with everything aside from the Butcher. Yeah, she would either have to fight the Butcher or fight the Kingsman. I think, or not the Kingsman. I keep saying that because that's what's written on the sheet. It's Slenderman. She had to fight Slenderman. So I think what we'll end up doing here is, well, so we spent 1 for drums. The other, we could make the Sculpture and then try to get infinite lives right now. I think that's, I mean, getting that on Kenna is really good, but I also don't want to skip the next hunt. Skipping the next hunt is not something I really want to do, but getting infinite lives on everybody would be something I really do want to do. Especially on Kenna, because she's pretty much done with all her fighting arts. I mean, she's got Thrill Seeker and Extra Sense. Infinite lives would be perfect on that. So yeah, I guess if there's ever a time to skip a hunt, it would be now, I guess. Yeah, I guess we spend 1 more innovation to get Sculpture, and we're going to put infinite lives on it. So where is Sculpture? Just put it in here tonight, but put it on top, yeah. So, here she goes. So Lee will create Sculpture. You create an inspirational statue, skip the next hunt, and lose a fighting art. Record the fighting art on the settlement record sheet. A settlement can only have 1 inspirational statue. Okay, so we're spending her endeavor, putting infinite lives. So Lee lost infinite lives. So Lee loses infinite lives. She still has her reroll as her lifetime reroll, because we refreshed it with drums before we removed infinite lives. Now we'll spend 1 more to actually endeavor here at Sculpture. So actually endeavoring at Sculpture, we just need a 6+ to gain the fighting art. So 6+ to gain the fighting art would be great here. we're doing this with Kenna to replace Bone Whisperer. That's it. So we're replacing Bone Whisperer with infinite lives. Perfect. That went super well. So infinite lives for her now. Infinite lives for Kenna. She can now at least save herself. She's got to re-roll back. She got it back. Perfect. Whew. So that was, like I said, if everything went well, that was it. That was exactly what we were planning on doing. That was great. That was immensely great, actually. I can't believe I got like everything I wanted to do. So, I mean, even the sculpture thing was what I had thought we would want. I don't even know what it is to make. I think I'm just going to save this stuff. The next goal here is to fight a Phoenix now. Level 1 Phoenix. We'll go bust up a level 1 Phoenix and try to make some of the stuff. The armor. We need metal arm. We need metal hands. That's what metal armor. That's what we're going for. So I think fighting a Phoenix is the next thing. Sunstalker, I know I wanted to fight more Sunstalkers, but I don't think I want to really use the Sunstalker. If I had more time, I would want to use Sunstalker armor, right? Sunstalker armor is really good, but as I mentioned in the intro, what we're doing for why stopping at Lantern Year 20, maybe Season 2 will continue without Kenna after Lantern Year 20. So assuming we even make it there, right? Or I talked about this in the intro, right? So I want Phoenix armor so I can use the Sunstalker bow. I think that'd be really cool to use that with Phoenix armor. So that's what I need to go for. Maybe we can get it right away. Phoenix armor is not impossible to get. Like, I don't think you can't get it in one hunt, but you can get it in like 2 or 3, pretty much guaranteed, right? Not guaranteed, but you're very likely to get it with only 2 hunts. So we hunt it once, fight the Butcher, and then hunt it in 17. Then maybe Lantern Year 18. Maybe we fight another Sunstalker and I try to start building towards the stuff. But either way, there we go. Amazing. We got the Black Sword. This is what we were building towards the whole time. So, super fun. Thanks for watching. It's so very humbling. It really, truly is. I just noticed the channel's about to hit 1,000 subscribers, which is mind-boggling to me. So, that's so fun. I have to do something for that when we actually do hit 1,000 subscribers. But I just noticed that, again, it's so very humbling. And I'll see you in the next Lantern Year.